Alright, so again, shalom and salamta, your brother Yohannes, Wolde, Amanuel, Lidj, Yefdi, Yefdeyah here, RastafariRenaissance.com. And I really didn't intend to, quote unquote, leave you guys hanging, on the effects of speaking on, again, a little bit more the economics and business and commerce and trade. But, just revisiting again, the video from just a few or so weeks ago before heading into 2016 here, when we spoke about the closing windows of opportunity, speaking economically. Just recalling most of, the events that have taken place, things like the G20 summit meeting, and of course, our United States of America elections, many of the other elections in and around the world internationally, and also continuing on the international front with many of the European referendums, with more to come here now that we've reached 2017. I didn't want to leave out the fact of many of these policies, again, that have gone into effect already. If you have missed, mostly the gist of everything that has been really coming forward to this point, and not only leaving out the BRICS or the economic juncture of Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa, as well as many of the other economical blocks, forming, more so under a shroud of secrecy in certain manners, or just not yet fully come out and being promoted to such an extent. But just bringing this up here, I'm definitely going to put up a lot more of the economical understandings of things coming forward in this time, especially coming up to the head of this new Gregorian year, 2017. But just some mentioning, again, if ones have missed it, I mentioned so many times before about much of the literary work and a lot of the financial education and communications that have come forward from one like a Jim Rickards or James Rickards in his literary work of Currency Wars. That's probably one of the more interesting parts of his literature that I really have, sought a heavy interest in at this point. But just seeing a lot of the things that he has, I guess you can say, predicted, calculated, and brought to the forefront from many other interviews as such, we've really seen that much of what he has spoken on from such a time has come to fruition. And here in this clip, you'll also see that with what they call the quote-unquote SDR. Now, the SDR is a special drawing rights. It's said to be a sort of alternative to the US dollar as an international reserve currency or asset. Now, it actually has been, this SDR had been created as far back as 1969, and this is all according to the International Monetary Fund, in which in this clip you will hear the announcement from October 1st, 2016 of this SDR, or this new standard for the international reserve asset or currency, or basket of currency, to be more specific, coming to fruition with the announcement of the head of the International Monetary Fund, Christine Lagarde. So just paying attention a little more intently to things like this and seeing them come to fruition really, not only raises a few eyebrows, but also, kind of puts things into perspective and gives, certain ones like myself trying to find, not only the silver lining in all of this, but, the the line of the narrative, just really piecing together the puzzle for most of this. Now, this SDR, or this special drawing right, as I mentioned, has been set for, or at least announced to be this new basket of currencies set as an international reserve currency. So basically, to make it plain and simple, this is really what has been set in policy monetarily to replace the U.S. dollar, as many have set in motion that things like Bitcoin and maybe gold itself as a commodity would come back into play as the new or returned international reserve currency or international reserve asset in monetary policy. But this special drawing right seems to be the new play or the new card set on the table. And seeing as such, as of March 2016, this special drawing right had been created and allocated, and of course this comes from the International Monetary Fund, outlets and publications, that this SDR can be exchanged freely with usable currencies. The value of this quote-unquote SDR is based, again, as I said, on a basket of 5 major currencies. These 5 major currencies being the United States dollar, the euro, the Chinese renminbi, the Japanese yen, and the British pound sterling. And this all according to this announcement here from Christine Lagarde, the head of the International Monetary Fund. So a lot of things really set in motion. So for ones really seeking to, up their financial education, it's really time to really get on the ball with that, as a lot of things are being set in motion and really put into place to where, if you are not ahead of the curve, or at least following the trends, you'll find yourself getting behind very quickly. So just to really leave that out on the forefront for ones to, do some more research and really catch up on many things that have also gone on in this time. We really find ourselves at a juxtaposition that, might not be so beneficial for ones, if they're not ahead of the curve, so to speak, on certain policies. So it's critical in this time that we continue, to diligently, search out, the amount of opportunities that may be available to us, and discard, much of, our outdated, I guess you can say, strategies. But here we'll have the clip, and I'll let the recording here roll for once, and we'll definitely get a little more into this with many more interpretations from, other ones who are, quite so more astute and really more so versed in these type of policies, these type of studies and things of that nature, to really expound a bit more than I can here, because as I mentioned, I'm a student, like many of you as well, so I'm still learning many of these things myself. But hopefully, just sharing this, will, not only inspire ones, but hopefully get them to the point to where they can actually take action and bring certain things to fruition as well.
Thank you particularly to the Chinese team, and to all those at the IMF who've worked really hard over the last few months to come to what I'm announcing now. I'm very pleased to announce that tomorrow, October 1st, 2016, the special drawing right basket will become effective, the new basket, because as of tomorrow, the renminbi will be considered by the international community as a freely usable international currency, and will join the basket of the special drawing rights together with the US dollar, the euro, the yen, and the British pound. The expansion of the SDR basket is a historical milestone for the SDR, for the fund, but more importantly for China and for the international monetary system. It is a significant change for the SDR basket because this is the first time in its history that it is being expanded. The inclusion of the renminbi in the special drawing right basket will further diversify it and will make its composition more representative of the global currencies and the global economy. It is a significant change for the fund because since the euro, this is the first time that a new currency is included to that basket, which means that going forward, the fund will use the renminbi in its financial operations, as will many other institutions. This is also a significant change for China and for the international monetary system. It is an important step in the integration of the Chinese economy into the global financial and monetary system. The renminbi's inclusion reflects the progress made in reforming China's monetary, foreign exchange, and financial systems. And it acknowledges the advances made in liberalizing and improving the infrastructure of the financial markets. The continuation and deepening of these efforts with appropriate safeguards will bring about a more robust international monetary and financial system, which in turn will be good for the stability and growth of China and of the international economy. So today, this milestone reflects the significant evolution of the global economy. It also demonstrates that the fund is determined to serve and guide its membership and to accompany and adjust to the changes. Thank you very much.